I'm gonna
You
get
know what I'm
even. I'm
saying?
gonna get personal on that one. So
Go
there's this
ahead.
real thing that just happened maybe like a month ago, bro. So my mom, if you know, she's in a wheelchair.
Mm,
She's been in a wheelchair for about like 7 years, 7, 8 years now.
mm.
And she just recently had a brain aneurysm. And during the process, we had to, figure out who to call, get everybody ready, just in case she wouldn't remember people, this, that, and the other. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? I had to be at work, so my grandma had to go to the hospital with her. My grandma goes to the hospital with her. I'm at work. She needs an emergency blood transplant.
Oh my God.
They said she needed an emergency transplant. She said, "What's how serious? If she don't get it, she gonna die." Okay. Well, we don't do medicine, so no. My mom had to call me to call Matt, which was my stepdad, to get him on the phone while he at work to give consent on video chat as her husband. You feel me? Because her mom wanted to kill her, basically. If a religion takes you away from saving your own child's life, bro, I don't know what to tell you, bro.
I saw this post the other day. There's this guy. His name is Christian A. Smith, and he said, if spirituality does not ground you in reality and what's going on around you, it is not spirituality or religion. It is spiritual bypass. You're using spirituality to bypass the reality. Okay, what up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the UnParishable Podcast. It is your boy Parish. We back for another one, and today I have another special guest. Listen, I got so many talented motherfucking friends that I'm gonna be bringing through this bitch. So y'all just get prepared, cause this is why I'm doing this podcast, so I can show all y'all motherfuckers the people that I fuck with. And right now, we've got someone who is an amazing lyricist, but also very multi-talented. This dude is recording his shit. He can mix and master, doing crazy videos on Instagram that have been dope. I've been, I don't know how he doing some of these things with making these people's mouth move and shit with the pictures and all that type of stuff. But this is someone who's clearly putting in the work and pays attention to everything they do and tries to make it the best quality. So give it up for my homie. Another one of my homies from Chicago, out here in Atlanta making things shake. Trey, TR3 in
What's
this
poppin'?
bitch.
What's
You're
goody? Little
yes.
clarification. I don't want nobody to got down off me. You feel me? I'm born in Atlanta. You feel me? But I'm raised in Chicago a little bit. You know
Oh,
what I'm
that's
saying?
fine. That's fine. Cause I was born.
My Chicago niggas gonna be like, no.
right. Like, where the fuck you from? South side, north side, nigga.
For sure. South Holland. You know what I'm saying? Harvey 63rd. Fuck you talking about?
Yeah, see, as long as you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, technically, I was born in Miami, but
Okay.
raised in New York
For sure.
and graduated out here in Atlanta. I don't
Damn.
know. I'm all
Yeah,
mixed
you
the
all over
fuck
the
up.
place.
Yeah, I'm all up in this bitch. But no, I like what we was talking about earlier. You said that you just came from this place out here in Atlanta called the Promise Center.
Yes, sir.
And could you talk a little bit about that? Like
Okay.
you was explaining to me.
So the Promise Center, as I'm getting into it, it's about 2 weeks now. I just go there to volunteer and help with the youth because most of the youth that's there are pretty much mandated to be there. And if you're not mandated to be there, your parents want you to be there because they can't control your ass.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a cool center, man, and I like the etiquette of it because you can really break away from the scholastic version of how to teach and teach at their level and teach where they at in life and make it apply to what they actually got going on because I feel like that's the disconnect and why they not in school for real anyway in the first place.
Right. Like they're the regular school system ain't really working for them.
Yeah, they don't know how to apply it to real life things.
Right. And the people that are teaching them don't know how to apply the proper teaching methods for those students. And they just become problem children and then get kicked out of school and go to a place like the Promise Center.
Facts.
And where they're able to actually fucking get an education because the people there are speaking to them in a way that they understand how to learn, at least in a place like the Promise Center.
Facts.
You know, because not all centers care that much. They just get the kids in and get them the fuck out, you know. But when you actually have a place that cares about the people that come through, and they put all their resources into the children so that they can come out better and actually able to achieve some things they weren't previously achieving in the other school system.
Right. I think the rubrics of like the school system kind of make it hard for the teachers to actually like do it how they want to for real. I feel like there are teachers that are in position and come from exactly where these kids come from to actually help properly. But I feel like the rubric, or what would they call that? The criteria? What is it? What do they call it?
The syllabus,
you know what I'm talking about though. It's whatever the school system enforces the teachers to go by. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they can't stray too far outside of that without getting fired. And that's why they can't really reach the kids how they would like to reach the kids, and then they get frustrated, and then the kids end up where I'm at.
Right.
Because they don't want to, listen. They not connecting with the lesson, and they not knowing how to apply it to real life things that they got going on at home.
Right. Oh, I think the word we was looking for was curriculum.
Curriculum.
I think that was what we were trying to
That is exactly what I was looking for, bro. That's hilarious.
But no, yeah, that's exactly what you're saying is true. That's why I kind of like shows like Abbott Elementary, because they're
showed me, girl. What?
No, for real. Oh man, me and wifey be going ham. Every episode we try to catch it as soon as it drops, because that show is phenomenal.
It's great.
They really do a good job just portraying school systems like the Philadelphia school system that I'm sure are the same in Chicago, in Atlanta, in Miami, in New York, in Houston, in Compton, and wherever the fuck you from. I'm pretty sure you relate to the Philadelphia school system and the teachers and the children that are trying to navigate this system the best way they know how. And what I like about it is seeing the representation of not just Black people, but teachers and students that are working together to try to actually have a better school system.
Right.
Because I know a lot of times we could get really down, which all these things are true when we talk about the school systems and talk about how, people don't really care and it's not really set up for your children to win.
Right.
And all of that is true. But when we do know that people will fight for, fight for your children, fight for goodness,
right. Fight for what's right, for sure.
Fight for what's right to make sure that everybody is where they need to be, because that's how shit gets changed.
Right.
And it's just cool to see people that type of representation on TV, as well as the Black representation of how Black students act in real life. And what teachers really got to deal with, son. Yeah, I remember when we first moved here to Atlanta, I was in the 5th grade, 4th or 5th grade, when we moved here and then moved back to New York and then moved here. Like, we did that a couple times. But I remember we was living in the Bluff, and we went to this school called M. Agnes Jones, I think is what it's called. Shout out to M. Agnes Jones.
I'll say to you, my boy.
Yeah, and I remember one time one of the teachers stepped out, and this was around the time T.I. just dropped a new album. I'm trying to remember which album it was. What year was I in, like the 4th or 5th grade? It's like 2008.
Okay.
2009, I think, somewhere around there. But he dropped. I don't want to tell a lie, but I think the song was Rubber Band Man.
Okay.
That one of the kids had his CD, and the teacher was like, "I'm gonna step out for a second. I gotta go deal with something in the other class, and I'll be back." And one of the students gets up because he would play this like, you know, orchestral kind of music in the classroom, and one of the kids was like, "Hey, bruh, take that dumb shit out, bruh. I got that new TR CD." And he was like, "All right." So then he got up, took out the orchestral CD, and popped in that TI CD, right? And we was all standing on top of the tables, dancing the fucking Rubber Band Man or whatever the song was, and going ham while that teacher was gone, yo. And that nigga came back.
I can only imagine.
And was like, "What is going on
what
in here?"
happened?
Yo, because we just like moved the desk. We was standing on top of the desk, just dancing
Turned
to
that
that
motherfucker to
song.
the club.
Right. Like, that's the type of shit that they're dealing with
Facts.
in those
In the
types of
school system.
schools.
Yeah.
And I'm sure in places like the Promise Center. No, you was just telling me about one of the kids that like approached you in this crazy
For
ass
sure.
way. You don't gotta say names
I ain't
or
gonna
nothing,
say it,
but I want you to tell the story because
For
it's kind
sure.
of wild.
Like,
You
'cause-
want some water?
for sure, I'll take that.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
And so, like, when I first got there, I got approached by one of the homies. Yeah, I'll leave the name out, but he came up to me and he was about pressure. These kids don't play, first off, especially about like the teachers that they love. You know what I'm saying? And that was really what it was about. You know what I'm saying? I had got introduced by another teacher, a female teacher that he really protects. He really loves her because she really, you know what I'm saying, takes the time to give him that what he need. You know what I'm saying? Whenever he comes to the program. So he was pressing me about her for real. He came up to me and was just like, "Hey, yo, twin, who you?" And I'm like, my name's Trey. And he'll go up to her, tap her on her leg. "Hey, twin, who that?" He said his name Trey. How about you go ask him? "Man, his name ain't Trey. His name Dre." Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they find a reason to press you because first off, they don't know, they haven't seen strong men, and they don't even think that it exists for real, like until they're actually confronted with it. And for me to even come in there was a threat on their behalf because they like, "Nah, what you doing?"
Right, another man stepping in,
Right.
thinking that he gonna come in being, you know, like this figure to me. I'm gonna have to test your ass.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Instantly. And
that-
every guy in there do it. They all look you up and down weird. I'm talking about we like from 13 to like 8, 17, like, you know, around that age. Like they all just eyeing you, squaring up. "Hey, fuck nigga. Hey, you riding dick." And you know, that's how the kids talk, bro.
It's not funny, but it's kind of funny. I don't know, man. Like, I be
I had
wanting
to
to
tell
get.
one of the kids today, I said, "Hey, bro, another F-bomb on my behalf, bro. You gotta drop and give me 50, man to man, bro. And I'll do them with you."
Drop and give me 50 like some push-ups.
That's hilarious.
Nah, I feel you. Like, cause they gonna test you, and if you don't set a boundary somewhere, they gonna keep going.
Oh yeah, for sure. They'll just run you over.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I really don't be, you know, wanting to, but I'll be like, "Boy, don't make me take this goddamn belt off." You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
but you know, they really need the opposite of that. It's
And
what
a lot
they
of them,
looking
bro, they
for.
really kids on the inside. A lot of them, like, even though that exterior come out like that they in fight or flight at all times. You don't know what these children dealing with at home. Some of them don't even go to school for real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some of them don't even, like, some of them literally got like 10 children households.
Mm-hmm.
So they ain't never had attention in their life. So this is where they get their attention at.
And I know what that feels. I grew up in a 6-child household. It was 6 of us, and I was the oldest. So you know how the responsibility goes.
Sure. I'm the oldest of mine.
Okay.
And I got nothing but sisters.
I had nothing but brothers. I only got one sister, and she's the youngest.
Got you. Yeah, she gets the hell in. I know, can't nobody touch her. 6 brothers.
6. Nah, yeah. it's crazy, but you know, dealing with these type of kids, it really takes more care than you think. Like a lot of people would try to think that tough love is gonna be
Yeah.
the way, which sometimes you know you got to give them a little bit of toughness just to so that they don't run over you.
Right.
But really, they need care. Like, and they need
really soft, bro. Even the hardest dudes that, you know, always slap boxing, this, that, and the other, be threatening you. They'll threaten you and then literally be like, let's go get a snack. Like, bro, and you that's when you get to see like the levels to it. It's so many levels. It's like they really in fight or flight, and once you bypass that, they just kids.
Exactly. They are just
They
kids.
just kids, bro.
They want to do
They
kid
scared
shit.
as hell. They just want to do kid stuff, bro, and they just haven't had the access or the opportunity. I had this one kid. They were literally fighting and arguing about. Homie was like, "Nah, you get A's and B's, bro." He's like, "Nah, I get C's." It's like, it's so crazy, bro. And I had to like interject, like, bro, that's not, why are you proud of that? Like, go back to the A's and B's. They trying to up you and you want to bring yourself down just because of this nerd title. He was like, I don't want to carry this nerd title on me. They be calling me. I'm like, bro, you going to make the most money.
That was his reasoning, was just that he didn't want to be considered a nerd.
That was his only reasoning. That was the reason.
Man, that's wild.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the funny thing
taller
is,
than me.
they would even probably consider my ass a nerd, and I'm probably am. Like, I consider myself a nerd. Like,
me too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm into the pop culture shit. I try to study stuff. You know, read. I try to read more. I listen to things more than I read, but
Gotcha.
you know,
I'm an audiobook nigga too.
Yeah, we got books over there. My wife be really the one reading more than me.
Yeah.
But you know, I start. You know, the book I'm working on now is sitting right there on the couch. The All About Love, Bell Hooks
For sure.
joint. But you know, I consider myself nerdy. You know, I may not have been like a book nerd in school, like my grades may not have reflected it, but I was always researching things, interested in figuring stuff out about the world around me, or like pop culture, like video games, comic books, you know, anime, all this shit. We around the same age, so in our time, anime shit wasn't cool. You know what I mean? We was the weirdos.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
sure.
Walking down the hallway talking about Naruto and Pokemon and shit like that.
It's funny. I was on the opposite side. I had my headphones in all the time.
Right.
I made beats like since I was like 8, and back then people didn't even know what producing was. I was like, I make the sounds behind the dude that's rapping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, what that mean?
Yeah, and that was a real thing. So I was like, I was nerded out for that, just for having big ass headphones, because the little small they don't fit in my ears. My ears are really, really small when you actually look at it. It's like funny small. So
why you telling me to look at it?
No, because I had to, bro. But like, they don't fit like the little, you know, iPod or AirPods and shit. Like, I can't fit them naturally. And so I always had like the big headphones, and I would be nerded out. They would call me a nerd for that. And so I was just, I ain't care at that point. And so I was quiet, and I ain't gonna lie. I breezed through school like with my eyes closed, damn near.
That's good.
I was pretty, 3.7, and then that last year, my 12th grade year, is when I like gave up on all my AP classes and stuff because I was just tired, and I was like, I just want to get done with this. And so I like literally probably missed like the last 3 months of school, like straight. And they was trying to keep me from graduating and all that, but my grades were so good, and my testing was ridiculous. So they were just like, we can't really keep him back. Like, he's still getting A's. Like, they brought me back. I took all the tests that I missed in 3 months and still made A's and B's on all of them. So it was we're not teaching him for real. So we gotta let him go.
Right. Complete opposite of me.
For sure. I was nerded out though, for sure. Like, I was legit nerd. I like to like read. I'm studying stuff like, you know, quadratic fractions and stuff like that when I was in like middle school. Like, Because I just wanted to know a lot though. I was real big on the world. I thought the world was going to end when I was in middle school. And
like
you
the whole
said,
2012 joint type of joint.
You remember like you was like highly religious. Like for me, I came from Jehovah Witness family. You feel me? So Jehovah Witness turned into Christian, turned into whatever the hell I felt like doing at that point.
Right.
Yeah. And so like, I was deep into research because I thought I was gonna die. The Jehovah Witness folks told me I was gonna die, bro.
And that's the whole point of Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, bro. I was scared.
It started because a motherfucker thought, oh, the world's gonna end in 18 whatever it was. I forget the date, but it was like 1840 something. They was like, the world's gonna end. They started their whole little thing, and it never came. And then he was like, all right, bet it's not 1842. It's gonna be 18 whatever. And then that shit didn't come to pass. And there are so many there are so many Jehovah's Witness books of niggas trying to predict the end times, and every date is wrong.
It's a cult.
Say it again.
It's a cult.
Precisely. And they're not the only ones.
And they hate women. It's weird. It's weird, bro.
And medicine and everything.
Bro, it's so much. They got their own police force.
What?
It's so much that you don't know about them. I lived it. So it's like, bro,
you
it's
got
weird.
I only know like the minimal outside information research, but you probably know the most.
Let's give an example, right? Say you and your wife get into it and something bad happens, right? And she feels like she needs help, right?
Yeah.
She goes to the hall, the Kingdom Hall, that's what they call it.
Yeah.
And she has to speak to the council, right? She'll tell the council what happened. They're going to ask her, do you have a witness? If she don't have a witness to account for what she feel like you did bad to her, it don't matter. She got to go back home and stay with that man.
That's wild.
And you can't call the police.
That's fucking
You get the police
ridiculous.
involved, you get exiled. Your whole family. And then when you get exiled, you can't. All right, so
you get excommunicated.
My mom got excommunicated, so I'm excommunicated by family. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My grandma, I didn't talk to my grandma went and talked to us for like 10 years, bro.
Yeah,
She didn't talk to us for real until she like got kicked out by her husband and decided to move and needed somewhere to stay. And we was like, I thought we was too early for you to stay with us. Well, you ain't got nowhere to live. Well, how you gonna live with us if we too early? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So she broke all these rules to, it's weird, bro.
It is weird, but you also not gonna let grandma just be out there in the streets. Neither.
You feel me? We can't turn, you know what I'm saying? So it was weird. But she would do the same. She would do that to us, though. She'll leave us out there.
Oh, absolutely.
We could burn, bro.
But then that just goes to show you that you have an ethical thinking of the world outside of culture or religion, that it has nothing to do with that. It's about, this is right, and that's what I will do. It doesn't matter what you would do to me. Now, just like how Christians or Jehovah's Witness or any other religion feel like they got to be the good example to other people, it's like, I don't necessarily feel like I got to be a good example, but it's more so I got to put out there what I know I would want.
For sure.
And what I know I would want someone to do for me.
For sure.
So even if I don't agree with that person, I would help them.
Right.
Because I would hope that even if someone doesn't agree with my lifestyle, that they would help me.
I'm gonna get personal on that one. So there's this real thing that just happened maybe like a month ago, bro. So my mom, if you know, she's in a wheelchair. She's been in a wheelchair for like 7, 8 years now. And she just recently had a brain aneurysm. You feel me? And during the process, we had to, figure out who to call, get everybody ready, just in case she wouldn't remember people, this, that, and the other. We don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, tell me why. I had to be at work, so my grandma had to go to the hospital with her. Right.
Yeah.
My grandma had to go to the hospital with her. My mom's husband, he travels for work. He's in town 1 week, out of town 1 week. This is the week he's out.
Oh shit.
You see what I'm saying? And so he's out of town. My grandma goes to the hospital with her. I'm at work. She needs an emergency blood transplant.
Oh my God.
And they ask, of course, because the mom is there, they asked her because my mom can't give consent for nothing like that right now. You know what I'm saying? She under the needle, this, that, and the other. My grandma, they said she needed an emergency transplant. She said, how serious? If she don't get it, she gonna die. Okay. Well, we don't do medicine, so
She told them no?
she told him no. She told him no. My mom had to call me to call Matt, which was my stepdad, to get him on the phone while he at work to give consent on video chat as her husband. You feel me? Because her mom wanted to kill her, basically. It just keep it real.
So your mom was cohesive. She was able to say, then why?
But they can't take her word for it because it's brain surgery. And she just had an aneurysm.
Right.
So she's considered non-liable for herself right now.
God damn, but she is able to like call people and fucking, you know what I'm saying? She got enough.
I'm here for you. I'm listening. But that was the jurisdiction. That was the jurisdiction. They feel like when you have a concussion or something like that, you don't have the right to like speak on what you should and should not do to yourself.
Right, because I guess you're not
in the right state of mind. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, that was the ordeal, and I had to like really like talk myself off the ledge because I'm like, bro, I will slap you. You just tried to kill my mama, bro. Like, that's deep, bro. Like, if a religion takes you away from saving your own child's life, bro, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, that's wicked.
It is wicked, and it's one thing that I don't think I've talked about this like publicly, but I when I was talking about earlier how I grew up religious, and I moved away from that long time ago, and
respectfully,
it's like reasons. Whenever I think of things like that, it just like boils me up. Man, you know what I'm saying? Like I saw this post the other day. There's this guy. His name is Christian A. Smith. I almost always say Stephen A. Smith when I'm talking about him, but his name is Christian A. Smith.
Okay.
And he's I guess he does consider himself a pastor, but he's not like, he doesn't just do like I guess it's more open-minded. Gotcha. He talks about
life, but open-mindedly.
Precisely. And he had this post, which is, I say this all the fucking time when I'm talking about spirituality and anything in this world. And he said, if spirituality does not ground you in reality and what's going on around you, it is not spirituality or religion. It is spiritual bypassing. You're using something as excuses for things. Like a lot of times, one of my biggest problems is when people like to blame entities for things. Yeah. It's God or the devil or whatever. You know what I'm saying? When you have the agency.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. And
you employed them tools.
And that's spiritual bypassing. Right. People feel like I can't do such and such because of God or the devil or whatever. And it'd be like, well, you don't want to. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that 1,000%.
You don't want to.
Yeah.
And you're holding yourself back because of that. And that's spiritual. You're using spirituality to bypass the reality.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
And you want to know what's crazy? I'm going to piggyback off of that. So it's like I feel like when people soak in, like, this is the information age, right?
Right.
And I feel like, bro, I'm going to say it like this because I know people going to take this the wrong way. But I feel like there's so many people out here just soaking in so much knowledge and not applying it. It just becomes mental masturbation, bro. Exactly. You just playing with the ideas, and because you haven't exemplified it and experienced them, you really don't know. You're just believing. And then when we get into that belief box, when it comes to real things that are actually physical, like I don't have to believe that this mic is real. I'm looking at it. I've just touched it. It's physical. I know now. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like there's a lot of things you can do that with in life. Like our dreams, per se. Whatever your dream career is, people keep on calling it a dream. Okay, let's just look at it as a career. All right, what's the steps towards it? If I do the steps towards it, I'm not playing with the idea no more. I'm not fiddling with nothing. It's actually real. It's becoming real.
It's the thing. Yes.
It's a thing. I can touch it. It's fit. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I feel like a lot of ideas and a lot of spiritual gurus and all this shit that's going on the internet, it's all mental masturbation because ain't nobody coming from a space of experience. Because if it was coming from a space of experience, the knowledge would be disseminated a lot slower, at a slower rate, because ain't nobody experiencing that much life in a day.
Absolutely not. and when you are able to take in information and actually retain the information, and then it changes you, because now
you're supposed to change and evolve with it, bro. Facts.
Yes, and sometimes it might take a couple of times, which is fine. But when you don't got it, you just got to be honest. And it's like, okay, I kind of get what they're saying, but I'm still struggling with such and such. So then you go back, reread it, re-understand, refigure, things out about yourself.
I'm glad you said
and
that.
then move forward. And I think the last podcast with Mondo, which I was saying this, where the only way if you really got the information and retained it is if you can express it, like through your actions, or explain it to me and how you got it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
In a way that I actually can understand and put it in play.
Exactly, precisely. And people aren't doing that. And I was saying, we have, I didn't call it mental masturbation, but that's a perfect word, where we have this mental masturbation and like emotional masturbation and all these things where I can go online and scroll for an hour and watch 50 fucking videos in one time, because everything is 10 seconds, and scroll and scroll and scroll. And I'm like, oh, I just got all this fucking information. And it's like, okay, tell me exactly what you remember from that 1 hour. You spent 1 hour on something. Think about that.
Yep.
1 fucking hour.
Yeah.
If I'm practicing my bass and I'm trying to get something down, a song or whatever, by an hour, I fucking know that goddamn song.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
If you're reading a book for an hour, you know what the fuck happened in that book. But we get on our phones for hours, and you can't even come back and tell me what the fuck you were just watching.
Facts.
What the fuck you just consumed. You're just pouring shit into your body. It's like when you eating, like we call empty calories.
Right.
It's like that.
And then you wondering why you have all these empty desires. I call it empty desires, because you don't actually need it. There's no purpose in it. You just want it, and you don't really know where it's coming from. And it's coming from all this subconscious shit you done downloaded, just scrolling.
Just scrolling.
You know what I'm saying?
See, I'm going to have to pull out the fucking, I downloaded this shit on the last app. But anytime somebody preaching, now I got to pull out the...
That's funny as hell.
Let the church say amen.
That's funny, man. A well-kept secret about like learning stuff. I feel like people don't like to put the spotlight on their lack learning style.
Right.
Like my lack learning style is reading. Like my well-kept secret is I can't read that good. It takes me like put it this way, if we're watching, I couldn't watch anime when I was a child because I can't keep up.
Right.
I literally can't keep up, bro. I'm the type of reader where I read that one sentence and then I read it again and then I read it one more time just so I can apply it and understand it for real. So by the time you done got through the whole page, I'm still on the first paragraph. Because I like to understand what I'm doing before I move on. I can't move on before I understand it. It don't make sense to me to pile anything on top of the table if what I got on the table already ain't being used.
Right.
So
you're not a bad reader. You just read in a different way.
I just read really slow. Honestly, just put it that way. I just read really, really fucking slow, bro.
Which is totally fine, because I don't think I'm the fastest reader either.
Yeah.
I think I'm a pretty good reader. Like, I can read a page and comprehend it, but I don't read fast either. Like, there are definitely times where if I'm reading with a person and they're just like 2 pages in, I'm like a page and a half in. Because I kind of do the same thing where I may not read one sentence and go back, but sometimes I'll read like a paragraph or 2 and then be like, did I really did I really get what they just said?
Yeah.
And then go back and
sure.
read that paragraph again,
Mhm.
and then move on to the next
For sure.
paragraph and stuff like that too. I'm pretty much the same, just maybe a little bit faster. But I agree, you have to put a highlight on the things that you're not great at, because that's how you're gonna increase your learning abilities.
Right, and that's how you're gonna figure out where your strong suit at.
Exactly.
Because for me, like you said earlier, like audiobooks and stuff, like, man, getting older and figuring out how to actually do an audiobook was like my life.
Right.
I started, bro, every week I get through like 20 books.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I can actually go back and just reread the book that day, like in 4 or 5 hours, because I'm just driving my truck. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now I get to like really go crazy, like how I wanted to when I was a kid, but I felt discouraged because I couldn't read as fast as all the other kids. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's important to like learn your style, because like even with the reading thing, like I don't stray away from doing it, because I know that that's like it's like damn near etymology to knowledge is reading. Right. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I definitely do see that when I have the choice, I'm gonna choose the one that I'm better at.
Because I'm the same way. Because I drive too. I drive a box truck for Amazon.
Gotcha.
And that's 10 hours. You know what I'm saying? I'm driving all day, and I will turn on an audiobook or something on YouTube that's like an hour or two long, and just like listen. And it's funny because my wife will be like telling me about something, and I'll be like, yeah, you know, because that's da-da-da-da. And she was like, how come every time I bring up something, you know about it? And it's like, because all day I'm just listening to shit. Yeah, like, and I'm taking it in. And like you said, I'll even go back to listen to stuff, just like with reading, where I'll go back and read a line. For me to fully understand something, sometimes I'll go back and listen to that fucking, video again, or that audiobook again. So I can, like, okay, I remember they said such and such about, I don't know, what's a good subject? Fucking psychedelics.
Right.
It's like they said such and such about peyote, but what was that group name again? Or what was that molecule name again? Or what was that whatever name again? And I'll just go back and listen to the whole thing again. And then I got the information.
And so, boom. And how I'm slow at reading.
Yeah.
I can do an audiobook at 2 times the speed.
Right.
You feel me? It's crazy. So it's like when you really hone in on what you're good at, you'll get to see like how extreme it really is. Because it's like, yeah, okay, I'm slow at reading. I can retain the information if I give myself time. But if I can find that exact same information in an audio format, I'm going to digest it, find it, I damn near can remix the shit by time is, the same time it took a week to get through the book. So
right, that just means we're good listeners.
For sure.
We're tuned in. We got good ears. When
For
people
sure.
talk, we
hear.
hear what you're saying. I got you. As a Haitian say, utonde. I'm listening. I hear you. Oh, hold on. I gotta put this charger.
Okay.
All right. New life.
Topic switch. Go.
New life into this. Yeah, but yeah, like I was saying, that just means we're good listeners. So I bet you when your girl talking to you, you just you be sitting there and she probably be like, "Oh, you're good to talk to."
No, for sure. And like it took her a while, honestly. It took my partner a while to actually understand it, because she sees me in motion, and she used to feel like because I was in motion, I wasn't listening. But I'm used to being like you said, we're at work, so I got my headphones on, I'm lifting boxes, I'm doing this, so I'm used to being in motion while listening.
All right.
So I would be like in the studio, mixing somebody's stuff or doing an edit on a video, and she'll come in and decompress about the day, and then walk off, and then bring up something later, and I'm like, oh yeah, and I told you this, that, and other, and then I made sure I filled in. You remember that conversation we had earlier? I made sure I filled the refrigerator up like you asked me to, this, that, and she's like, oh, you really heard what I said? Like, yeah, I hear you every single time. I'm not missing anything.
Yeah, I do the same shit. Yeah. I'll be on my phone doing something or editing something or whatever. This happened the other day. My wife was talking, and then I was like, yeah, so we're going to make sure that we just stop by, the store, and then I'm going to go get go check the engine light on your car, da-da-da. And she was like, Oh, okay. So you was listening to what I was saying. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I heard you. It's called multitasking.
Facts.
And if I really know I can't listen while I'm doing something, I'll just be
say
like,
something.
hold on real quick. 'cause
Yes, I'll
I'm-
just say something. I'll be like,
yeah.
you know what? I'm just a little overwhelming. Give me a second. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's crazy the journey of moving from being inside a religion or being very religious to being outside of that. So what was that like for you? I mean, because you kind of told some of it, but like, what was like some of the sparks or some of the things where you were kind of like, you know what, I don't know if I agree with this all the way. I
Right.
kind of need to move away, just no matter the consequence and no
The
matter
number one
the
thing was watching my mom get exiled.
Mm.
That was enough for me to question everything that was going on over there. Because, you know, in all of these different religious books, all of them kind of say similar things. You know what I'm saying? And they all say the same thing about being parent and never, you know, disowning your child, this, that. There's a lot that goes into being a parent, and they're in all the religions.
Exactly.
And for some odd reason, it just didn't sit right with me that this is one where they just decided their own things and no one else agreed. And not only that, everybody falters when you do this. Like, if you break the family dynamic, this is how you end up in the quote unquote black dynamic that we're in now, where all of the families are messed up completely. Everybody don't know their father or don't know their mom, this, that, and the other. It starts at a space where that happens, where you can say, I disowned you. It starts there. And it's like, who implanted that into our, you know what I'm saying, into our DNA at such a young age, or generational at this point.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Who planted that? It's so many of our like people that go back to Jehovah's Witness. That's before our generation. You know what I'm saying? And we kind of grew out into it and probably went to agnostic Christians. But all of it kind of branches off from the same bird. And that's what don't nobody want to talk about. And so for me, what really scared me, bro, I'm just keep it real. What really just was like, all right, what the hell going on? My grandma told me if I did what my mama told me to do, because she was exiled, that I would go to hell. I used to still go visit my grandma, and she would take me to the Kingdom Hall, even though my mom was exiled, because she wanted me to still, know Jehovah and all of this craziness. You feel me? And so I would go, and I would ask questions and stuff, and it got to the point where they kept on telling me, all the answers was that I was gonna go to hell. I'm like, what if I smoke a cigarette? You're gonna go to hell. What if I decided I actually like rap music? I can't listen to rap music. You're gonna go to hell. Like, so it was so many determining factors that was scaring the shit out of me by 12 years old. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to go to hell when I go to sleep. Just to the point I'm not sleeping, bro, because I'm like, I can die and tomorrow, and I'm gonna end up in hell because I listened to this rap song. You know what I'm saying? And so it put me in a space where I was around like about 11, 12, where I just got deep into reading, bro. Like, that's when I legit started reading crazy. I went to the library, started checking out psychology books, because me and my mom wasn't on the same tip, and I felt like that was good. That would help me be able to have a conversation with her. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, the black mom dynamic, when you got other siblings and stuff, they don't have time. Right. And then she's single mom, and it was a weird time, because I'm beating up stepdads and shit. So like, it was just a weird time, bro. And so I had so much mentally on me that I'm like, bro, I can't be taking care of my sisters and worried about dying every night.
Right.
So I just got deep into reading, and I started picking up every religious book I could find. Every single one of them, to the point I ended up on the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
And that's the one where I kind of was like, I get it. I understand. And that's after I done went through everything. I done went through the Quran. I done went through agnostic Christianity, all the way back to like before, like the Apocryphas. I went through it all, bro. Like, I really took it there. Yeah. The Book of Enoch helped a lot. You know what I'm saying? The Kabbalah. Yeah, you feel me? I wanted to go into every school of science of life. so that I could understand each aspect and then pick my own which worked for me. You know what I'm saying? And so in that research, I found out how many religions are under the umbrella of a cult. Whether you agree with it or not, it is, and it comes when you actually define cult. That's what it goes up under,
right?
And that's what made me was like, nah. And I literally went upstairs, told my mom, like, look, Mom, I don't know what you got going on. I don't know what you believing in right now, but this is who I am. I can't do this and I can't do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I stood on that very heavy to the point where she like almost put me out the house. Yeah, because I just at some point, bro, like even my grandma in Chicago, she thought I was a Satanist at one point. Just because I just couldn't subscribe, and I stood on not subscribing to the same,
bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Me
and I'm like, bro, I told you I'm close to God. I'm listening. We having the same conversation. We talking about the same entity, but you feel like I'm on somebody else's team, and it's weird. But it's because I don't have the same experience that you do. Like my grandma in Chicago, she's still a super holy Christian right to this day, but it's because her experience with it was very real. Her church, bro, the people in her church right now, they call each other, they kids come over each other's house, and they still paying the fucking church bill. Like they split that bitch up on Sundays. Hey, this is how much the light bill is. This is how much the goddamn this. Damn. All right, we gonna pay. Who gonna pay the rent this time? How much you got on the rent? Like they do that for their church.
They're involved with the church.
It's real. They done built playgrounds. Like they bought the building out themselves. You see what I'm saying? No loan, no nothing. Like so. That's a church. That's the definition. That's the groundbreaking definition of a church. You feel me? But that ain't what I'm experiencing here in Atlanta. So I can't subscribe to what you subscribe to, Grandma. That's not my experience.
Right. And because the biggest aspect of all this shit really be the community you build. And it's hard to let that go.
Facts.
When you spent so many years with the same people, you're investing your time, energy, money. Like these people practically become your family. You know, it's the hardest part. And it's not even just your friends and the people you build that become your family, but then your actual family are so involved in it. So when you look around and you like, man, I love the community, but I don't really like vibe with this religion no more. Like I don't know what to do. And so a lot of people kind of just opt into staying and just, well, it don't really matter, yada yada, which is also fine. You know, keep your community as long as you're not doing wrong by nobody and y'all loving each other and loving other people. All that shit's fine. Facts. You know what I'm saying? But what do you do when you don't want to?
Right. What do you do when they finally question you on something? You know, and like even with my grandma, she's real straight to the point with me on a lot of things, and she's the only person I'll actually still go to church for, because of what I just explained. Her experience, her environment is way different than what these mega churches and stuff is doing out here. Like, ain't nobody pulling up to her church in no Lamborghini. We all paying for the same roof. You know what I'm saying? If that motherfucker leak, we all getting together like, hey, it's leaking again.
We don't have to.
You know what I'm saying? A carpenter, or we coming out our pocket. Like, you feel me? So I'll subscribe to that while I'm in your environment, while I'm in your presence, because I know it's real and I know that y'all really care for me. Like these are my grandma and my mom and my sisters are the only people that I publicly be like, I'll allow you to pray for me. Like,
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
unless I really know you and we done kicked it forever. Like those are the only people I publicly be like, yeah, you can pray for me. Like,
I grew up in the same type of church environment. It was a small church. Like everyone knew, when everyone knows everybody in the church, you know it's a small church.
They know me and I ain't been there in like 5 years.
Right. It's like if I showed up tomorrow, all the people, oh my God.
Facts.
Yeah, exactly.
Facts.
I can go get a plate.
Exactly.
We could talk, we could whatever. Like it was a very small church environment. Everyone was like family.
Yep.
I went over their houses. Yep. Like we played with each other. It's like the one consistent thing outside of school.
Yep.
Where I'm gonna see these people. I got a bond with the children there. We all playing. My family got a bond with the people there. So you could, I don't know, I wouldn't say it was difficult for me to move away from that, but you could tell like how it could be hard, especially when it is a small church. And like you're saying, everyone's pitching in on like, you know,
literally
our tithes and stuff is going towards this. We see what it's going towards.
Right.
We know the pastor is not dry. Our bishop didn't have no fucking fancy ass cars.
Come preach, bro. It's crazy.
And he was an older man, so you know he breaking his back at work to come and still putting a sermon together, still doing stuff. And I still respect those people and what they're doing, and I feel like a lot of times their heart's in the right place. So, you know, I don't fault people, and some people just have deep-rooted ideas that they can't pull out. And that's fine. But when it came to me, and I had questions around the same age, you know, like, why the Bible say this, or why, you know, like what's going on with this verse, or what's going on with that, or have y'all ever heard of the lost books of the Bible?
You
have
feel
y'all
me?
ever heard of this and this and that, you know, like, and stuff like that. You come into my parents, come into the people, and they give their explanations, and they say they thing, and I, you know, after a while, I'm just like, okay, whatever, because you know they my parents. I don't want to cause trouble. I'm not about, so I just go back.
Got you.
And then, you know, around maybe like 15 or 16, like these things start coming back into my spirit. But then I'm like, you know what? If I say I'm a Christian, I need to embody that. I need to figure out all that
everything that is,
and do that shit. So that's I need to read the Bible every fucking day. I need to be praying. I need to, whatever the Bible says and what I get from it, I need to really figure that shit out. You know what I'm saying? And live it to the best of my ability. So it was like around like maybe a year before I met my wife. I was like 17.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm gonna read the Bible for a year. Because before that, I was just like reading. I would open it up, read it, see what it says. Okay, cool. Then the next day, do that same thing. But I was like, I'm gonna take the whole year to read the Bible front to back. And I'm not gonna read a verse. I'm gonna read a chapter.
Got you.
Because these are books.
Books within a book.
These are books. This is a collection of books.
Facts.
So when I open up any other book, I read a chapter. And then it tell you what the fucking chapter was about. And then when I get to the end of that book, I summarize what the whole book was about.
Gotcha.
So if Genesis is a book itself, it's stuff that people don't say. It's implied, like we say the book of Genesis, we say the book of Isaiah, the book of Matthew, whatever, Matthew chapter 1, verse whatever. We say these things and it's implied, but we don't think about it that way because it's not how it's taught to us. So when I was reading it one day, I was like, why do I call it the book of Genesis? And I was like, because it's its own book. So maybe I should read the book of Genesis like it's its own book.
Exactly.
And read it one chapter. Then when I get to the end of Genesis, see what Genesis was trying to say. Then so I would read a chapter in the Old Testament and then a chapter in the New Testament every day until I got to the end of both. And it took me a year. I would do that. And then I would try to break down things. What does this word mean? Where is the origin, the etymology, where it comes from, stuff like that. And then the more and more I go, the more and more I'll be like,
Speaking of Moors. Speaking of Moors.
Speaking of Moors. Right? These things are just like, it would just be like, okay. So the stuff I was kind of questioning as a kid is kind of coming back to my head. And it's like, so I was kind of on to something here.
Yes, sir.
And I would go back to my parents, you know, like, oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And it's like, oh, well, of course, you know, they try to bring me back to whatever they're on. And I don't fault them. It starts. That's all they know. It just starts to get get iffy when people are getting angry.
Yes.
You
That's
know?
where the table turns.
That's when the tables start turning. And
Sheesh.
you just be like, especially after a while, like I stop going to them to stuff. And then they start bringing up stuff or stuff comes up. And then I'll be like, oh, but I don't think about it like that.
Right.
Like I think about it like this. Or
Right.
have you ever thought like that? And then that causes a big argument and a big problem. And then me and my wife, like, I'm really grateful for this woman. I talk about her a lot. And sometimes I'll be like, I hope I'm not annoying people, but I'm not going to stop talking about my wife. But I'm grateful for her because we both be on the same wavelength a lot of times, not even realizing it. And we both, because like I said, we both were religious and we were just always kind of like almost leaving. You know what I mean? But we was, like you said, still staying around the community, still being around the people we grew up with, our parents, stuff like that. I went to church on Saturdays. It wasn't Seventh-day Adventist, but it was like a Pentecostal church, but we went on the Sabbath because that's one of the 10 Commandments. It's the seventh day of the week. We did that. So when I met my wife and she was like, oh, y'all, that makes sense. Yeah. So then she was like kind of switching onto that. And I was like, yeah, we also don't celebrate Easter. We don't celebrate Christmas. Like we was on that type of wave. She was like, oh, that makes sense.
I don't celebrate no holidays.
Me neither, because it's all for money at the end of the day. But
not even my birthday, honestly.
You know, I'm not even mad at that either, because even that.
I think anything that makes you have to pay attention to the construct of time is just a trap. That's just how I feel. Only because, what is getting older? What does that really mean to a soul that's infinite? And we don't even know if we're gonna make it to tomorrow. So what really is getting older?
Right.
And so, like for me, I just don't find the excitement in it that everybody else finds, because it's always happening. It's somebody's birthday today. It's somebody's birthday tomorrow. We're doing it, and we've been doing it since the beginning of time. Why are we getting so happy about something that nature always celebrates itself?
Right. Like, because every day is life. Every day we're alive. Yeah.
You feel me? Same thing with the holidays. Like, you know, I want to love on my partners all the year, like whenever I fucking feel like it. I shouldn't have to wait till Christmas to get you what you love, or wait till, you know, Valentine's Day or whatever, Thanksgiving to eat good. Like, it's weird. Or to see my family. Like, I think that all of that shit is weird. If I miss you, I'm gonna pull up. I shouldn't be forced to miss you, because I don't. If I had to only see you on Thanksgiving, I don't fuck with you like that.
Yeah, that's exactly how I be feeling. It's like if
we
I
family, but we relative. It's, you know, it's just blood.
We relative. These not my relatives. We relative.
We relative. You like that, right?
Yeah. Nah, I feel that, because people I'll be like, we don't need an excuse to get together. You know?
Feel me? If you love me, call me. I'm right here. I've been right here the whole year. So why we acting weird on, you know what I'm saying, Thanksgiving, Christmas, this, that, and the other? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm gonna be right at my crib.
If you want to come through, let's set up a thing then. Okay, we could go to the park tomorrow. Facts. Or we could have a game night. Facts. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get me a gift, you could get me a gift any time of year. You feel me? That's why I don't even be pressed with people want to give me gifts on my birthday. It's like, you don't got it. If you don't got it right now, you could always give me a gift 2 months from now. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Facts. It don't gotta be just
no
today.
Pressure. You
it's
know
no
what I'm saying?
Pressure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was my first time celebrating my birthday in 10 years on last year for the little thing that I did. And that was literally for the people, because it was 10 years of me not celebrating. I was doing that because everybody literally has conjugated on me like, hey, bro, let me do something for your birthday. Let me do something for your birthday. And I'm like, why is this such a big deal to y'all?
I wonder, because that's also a Jehovah's Witness thing too, that they don't celebrate birthdays, right? Is that a carryover, or is it just...
Nah, for me, that was pure just diving into myself.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I just really had a disdain. I have a real big disdain with people faking to like me. And especially with this being like underground fame and shit now, like, people will do anything to get onto your radar just so they can say, hey, I was there. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but you really weren't. You were present.
Mm-hmm.
But
shit, if we're they don't even be goddamn present either.
Half of the time. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of it came from me just diving into myself and just realizing, yo, I really don't like the fake attention that y'all give me from my family, my sisters. It don't really matter. Like, if y'all really care as much as y'all say y'all do, y'all would have called me a week ago. Y'all would have called me 2 weeks ago. Y'all would have tapped in with me and said, hey, bro, let me take you out. Let me take you out to dinner. Like, you know what I'm saying? My rent and my baby needed Pampers last month. Like, I'm not about to play with you. You know what I'm saying? And so I really felt like I was being played with to a certain degree, and I just had to give it up. I gave it all up.
Man, I'm not mad at that because I don't throw a lot of birthday parties either for myself.
Yeah.
I did it one time for the first time in a long time to, like, I'm trying to remember when the last time I had an actual birthday party before it. It was like my 29th or 28th birthday. My 29th birthday party. So the year last year.
Yeah.
I did a party at Joel's. And I'm reluctant to do them for some of the same reasons you talking about. One of the things I hate is being played with too. And one thing I know about people is that people will do two things. Yeah. Act like they support you. Yeah. Yeah, bro, whatever you want to do, da-da-da, I'm there, let me know. I'll give you this. I'll spend this money. I'll da-da-da. Bet, I'm going to put you in the group chat. Right. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Yo, we doing da-da-da-da. You ready?
Setting it up.
Yo, da-da-da. Oh, I can't do this week. Right. Okay, bet. So da-da-da. Oh, I can't do next week neither. Okay. Oh, da-da-da. 2 days before. Hey, bro, my bad. I can't show up. Facts. I can't da-da. All right, facts. Bet. So you never really wanted to in the fucking first place. Second thing they'll do, they'll go through all of that, show up, but it's not for you. It's for them.
It's for them. It's a credit. It's a credit, bro. And that's what I be trying to tell you. It's like, I know some people are genuine, but for the most part, when it comes to like birthday celebration type of antics, it's for a credit. Even for my family, it's for a credit. It's to say, I was there. Yep. And so then when they throw whatever event they throw, they can get mad at you for not showing up. And it's like, nah, we're not about to play that game. Nah. And even with the birthday thing, for me, like, a third side to that is they know you have money. And so, bro, at my birthday celebration, literally at the heirloom, somebody walked in. I ain't gonna call no names because I ain't gonna do you like that. You know who you is. But homie walked in, dapped me up. Hey, I know you don't celebrate this shit crazy. Da, 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 da. Hey, bro, but you know I need that 40 if you got it. And I'm like, nah. I don't even owe you nothing. Nah. You just asking because I have it. And it's weird. And it's like, you could have asked me that at any time.
Hold on a second. You didn't owe him money.
No.
I'm assuming when he walk up to you saying, I need that 40, that's like, I borrowed $40 from you.
People think it's funny to ask you for money on your birthday, bro. People, like, because they know you have money. Like, I'm the type of person, I dress like this on a performance. I'm an Earl Sweatshirt type of artist. Like, because I don't like to show I have money. You feel me? And so it really be like that because, and when that happened, it literally set me. I had literally went and stood outside for a minute because it was like I had to talk to God, bro. I was like, this is literally why I don't do this. Like I was like, this is literally why I don't do this. I was like, it made me so anxious inside. Like I was like, bro, I almost want to fight you. Like this is why I don't do this.
We were when I did my live podcast show, we were doing this game called Totally Awkward. Mm-hmm. And we had to pull the card and just read off of it, right? And whatever it said, you just answer that question. Okay. And one of the things was like, what would people be surprised about you? Yeah. And everyone went around the room, said they thing. When it got to me, I was like, that I want to slap the shit out of people a lot of times.
On good God.
But I just hold it back. Yeah. And they was like, and my wife was like, yeah. Like, because people will do shit like that.
Yes, bro.
And then I gotta temper myself now. I gotta
control myself. And it's my shit, my event, I'm the party. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I don't like to be the focus of anything damn near. And if you notice, bro, like I wear a lot of hats so that I don't have to be the focus. I'll be honest with you. I would much rather be helping 9 artists do this, mix master, a video here, this, that, just so I could be in the background getting my accolades like this off of some real money, rather it being somebody just like, oh my God, I'm seeing him all the time. Oh my God, because when they see me all the time now, I'm getting asked for things that I don't necessarily even have sometime, bro. Sometimes it's just a facade of what you done believed because you've been watching me on social media and I got 26,000 or whatever. And it's like, bro, stop. I'm a human. Please don't do that to me because bro, and that street me come out. Because I'm intellectual, but it get to a point, bro, where like I just get quiet because like when I get mad, I get quiet because I don't talk.
Nah, I feel you.
It's up at that point, and so I have to like take myself aside, exit the environment, breathe a little bit, all of that, like because I legit be in that space where it's like I truly feel utterly disrespected at this point. Like, especially, all right, another instance, like if I tell you I don't celebrate, and you are my best friend, we've been cool for 8-9 years, you know what I'm saying? But you find it funny to every Christmas that come around, Merry Christmas. You send me the text message knowing I'm not the one to do that with. Like that type of shit. Like it's almost like, you know what I'm saying? It's like if I tell you who I am and this is my boundary, why test it?
Nah, people did that shit slick too to me and my family because we didn't celebrate
Yeah,
Christmas.
it's like they do it on purpose, bro. They show up with gifts and shit. It's weird.
Dog, because like my dad and my moms would be like, you know, nah, we don't do that. That's a pagan holiday.
Facts.
Yada yada. Like, if you want to get us a gift, you could do it after
another day.
Like, let's do it in January or it's whatever. You know what I'm saying?
When the energy different.
And people will be like, I know y'all don't want to da-da-da, but I got y'all a gift and I got your kid. Oh, I told you not to get me nothing. You know, and now my dad is arguing with them. Now my mom's arguing with them. It's like, yo, why y'all just respect these motherfuckers' boundaries?
Period.
Like, that's all you gotta do.
Period.
Like, it's cool if you want to celebrate and you feel like it's a giving mood or whatever. Then save your giving mood for 2 weeks from now,
or save that shit for you.
Yeah.
Stop trying to force your giving on me. If I didn't ask for it, you know what I'm saying? And if I literally blatantly tell you, no, don't do that.
And people get, you know, even more disrespectful because then they'll be like, all right, well, I can't get nothing for you, but I could get something for my nephews, so I'm going to get them something. Or I could get something for, you know, your kids, so I'm going to get... It's like, you don't think that should apply to my fucking kids?
Crazy.
The fuck are you talking about?
Crazy.
And mind you, I'm not in that religious space no more, but either way, if I say someone, don't do it, if someone comes up to me, I respect the fact that you don't want to celebrate your birthday.
For sure.
You don't gotta worry about me.
For sure. Being
like, dog, Drake, I know you said, nigga, I know you said. But
I hate it. I hate that.
But
that's the number one thing I hate right there. But no, stop. Stay right there.
That means everything you said before but was shit.
Shit. It didn't matter.
Shit.
It didn't matter.
It's like, dog, you don't got to worry about that because I'm going to respect your boundaries. You don't want to celebrate your birthday. That's beautiful. You have your reasons. It's spiritual to you.
Facts.
I'm going to respect that. Just like I would respect a monk or any other person that say, hey, man, this is my religious boundary.
Me peace, bro.
It's like, I'm going to give that to you. That's fine. I could hold that space for you. Guess what, nigga? When my birthday come around, it better be up because I want to celebrate it.
You feel
That's
me?
all that matters.
Period. Like, and that's what I give people. And I feel like that's the disconnect. Like, people be like, well, you showed up to so-and-so birthday situation, this, that, and the other. I said, I don't celebrate
my birthday.
I said, the way that I show up for your love language, I'm going to show up in your love language. So I need you to show up in my love language when I ask for it in my way. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Same thing. Like, shout out to Blue, my best friend. She's been my best friend since goddamn middle school. She literally, every time a holiday or anything come around is pertaining to, and she wants to like say something, she'll just send an eye. You know what I'm saying? It's respectable because I know that I know that's her saying, I love you, I care for you, I see you, I would like to celebrate you. I know you don't do that. This is me saying, hey, without invading on your space.
Exactly.
I fuck with that. And it's been like that for like 10 years. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I'll call her and she'll be like, I ain't gonna say it. Have a good day. You know what I'm saying?
Very respectable.
Very respectable. I can take that. You know what I'm saying? Because that just shows me you love me for real.
She wants to express the love to you.
Facts.
That she's normal. She's used to expressing it to other people.
Right.
Saying, happy birthday, you know. But she's like, I know I can't do that for you, but I just want to let you know I'm thinking about you on this
Facts.
day. And that's
Facts.
that. And you move
You
forward.
exist, and I'm recognizing it. And we move forward from there. And I can't do nothing but love that.
Precisely.
You know what I'm saying? For sure.
God damn. I don't know what's up with my throat. But yeah, like that same type of shit pertained to when me and my wife started moving away from religion, you know, because once it's kind of like we both meshed our things together. Mm-hmm. So when I was doing the Sabbath, no Christmas, no Easter type shit, and she was like, oh, that's cool. And what do you think about these type of ideas? Yeah. And then we just kind of like merged them together. And then from there, we went even further and was like, you know what? I don't think this whole thing is for me.
You feel me? Yeah.
So then we just moved on from that. And of course, when that happens, people are gonna
cut ties.
Yep.
How did that feel? What was your reaction to it like?
It felt rough only because of what kind of the same sentiments of what we're saying as far as I have enough respect for everybody else to respect their shit. Yeah. And I'm not telling you that you're wrong. I'm not telling you you got to think like me.
Right.
I'm not telling you that I don't love you or hate you, you know, now. Or all I'm saying is that there's something in me that now it does not agree with this thing. And I can't allow myself to continue down this path.
Yep.
And I got to move.
Yep.
And it feels like sitting on sandpaper just trying to move away.
It fucking hurts.
Yeah, because you just know that it's not gonna be an easy transition.
Yeah. Ain't nothing comfortable about it.
No, nothing at all. It's gonna be a lot of people that you are around that just are not gonna. It's kind of like, you know, being excommunicated. You know, it sucks, but like. And it only sucks because, like, there's a lot of issues between families that I'll just say that. I don't want to get deep into the story, but, you know, when people get aggressive towards your beliefs to the point where you're getting, you know, it's an argument every time.
Yep.
And even niggas want to get physical.
Oh wow!
Then you know, and we're demonic, and we're, you know, the devil, and we're.
That's when it get crazy. That's when you have to separate because you got to know who you are and what you are.
Yep.
So you won't.
And
fall in
it
that
just it gets worse because a lot of times, like what I would express is, if you just let me have this, I guarantee you, like. We come back stronger.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be fine.
Right.
But they want to force you. And then after the forcing, you go through this whole thing just to get to now being okay or whatever.
Just
the
neutral.
neutral.
Back to neutral
And
ground.
it's like, this is what I was just saying in the beginning. But we had to go through this whole fucking, you know, whirlwind in order to get back to where I was saying, where it's like, if you would have just fell back a bit, even if I separated for a little while, I just needed my time, you know, to get myself together from my life. And I promise you, I don't forget about my family. I promise you, I won't forget about the people who've been there with me. You know?
They blame it on the military. When I came back, I was so different. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, Y'all can blame it on whatever you want to blame it on, but as y'all continue to watch me live, y'all gonna see it's real. Mm-hmm. And that's the only thing that even brought me and my mom back to talking on like spiritual topics and stuff like that is the simple fact that she started questioning what I was doing. She's like, all right, if it's working, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, you're interested.
Right. Right.
You're interested in real life now.
Exactly. Exactly. No, but hey, man, you know, thus is life.
Yeah,
What are you gonna do? You're in a world. The universe is chaos. You're in a world with a bunch of everything. You know?
Literally, it's literally up
with a bunch of everything. Shit. Yo, so you just recently released a project.
Yes.
And I saw that you, if I'm not mistaken, I saw that you released it first for sale on your own shit, on your own platform.
Yes, sir.
And I want to talk a little bit about that because this is something I am 100% moving into and 100% know that is the new wave because like we got Spotify and all these companies doing what they do because they got to make bread. Yeah. You know, that it's just for a second. Mm-hmm. Y'all don't realize all these convenient motherfucking apps are like ripping y'all off.
Raping you.
You know what I'm saying? Like they start off mad low in price because they get in money from these venture capitalists or they get subsidized somehow. And so they're able to like make this projection of growth to their shareholders and all. Yeah, because, you know, they got all these people to sign up when the shit was fucking $5, right? And then 2 years from now, it goes up to $7.99. Yeah. Then it goes up $9.99. Then it goes up $12.99. Then they start doing stuff like with Spotify where now if you don't reach a certain amount of streams, they've taken your money. Yep. And some people are like, well, what's the big deal? 1,000 streams for a song is not much. You could get that easy. But what are they doing with the money before you get to 1,000 streams? If it's not going in my account, where is it going? They're making money off my streams. So it's going somewhere. And even if it is just a fraction of a penny, if it's a fraction of many people's pennies, that's billions of dollars. Period. So these companies are fucking doing what companies do in capitalism since fucking forever. And it's causing a lot of people to do things you're doing. So I would like for you to speak on that. For
sure. Shout out Curtis King, bro. I don't know if you know who Curtis King is. He's a boss, bro. I can't say he pioneered the lane, but he pioneered the thought process for me.
Oh, yeah. I definitely know when this whole Spotify thing came out and people were like, oh, it's not a big deal. And he took his shit off.
He took his shit complete off, all of it. Every platform. Yeah, he made you pay for everything he was making. And so, like, what I seen in that, I'm in between. I'm right in the middle. So what I see on the independent game or the independent side is, like, there's a lot more people going independent than you can even imagine. And why? Because shit, when I dropped my album, I made like $400 off of just sales of the album, and then I made like $600 off merch. So I made $1,000 in 2 months off of my album. And so it's like when you see that and you ain't made $1,000 off of music ever streaming. I've been streaming for 15 years. And ain't made nowhere near $1,000. I just started recouping off of every quarter. I make somewhere near like $400, $500 every quarter from just music. And that's after 10 years. I have like over 127 songs out. That's getting that little $300, $400. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, if I can drop an album independently and make $400 in a month, I can literally take that money, shoot that music video I've been waiting to save up for all fucking year.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Now I can push it the way I want to push it when I do put it on all platforms. Because once I release it, my goal was make some money to actually put behind an actual drop. because I'm independent and underground or whatever, but I'm in that niche space where it's like I'm right at the precipice. If I do the right feature, I'm right back in that viral moment. But you know what I'm saying? But because of what I speak on and the way that I go about doing music, I'm still considered underground. You know what I'm saying? And so like it took a real moment to really just sit back and see, okay, this is the business. I need a way to buy the assets that I need for the album. You see what I'm saying? But the album is done. And I have a good fan. I have a decent. What he say? He said you need at least 100 people to buy your album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had 100 people to buy my album. So it was like, okay, what do I do with that now? Now I can actually, marketing for budgeting, target marketing, how much I want to put over here, how much I want to pay the PR, how much. Now I have something to do that with. So that's what I did. I used that as the ground force, and then I decided, and once I made enough to promote the music videos or make another one or do some marketing for it, get a PR behind it, then I wanted to drop it on all platforms, and then that's what I ended up doing.
Right, yeah. I like the model of like giving it to, because essentially all you're doing is giving it to the people who really want it first. They spend money. They you know, they invest, they start talking about it, you know what I'm saying? And then you give it to the rest of the people, because like you said, you release stuff and people don't support, and it's just sitting on platforms and you making no money. But if you could at least, because even if you had 10 people, if that's all you had was 10 people, then motherfucker, you could make some bread off of them. You'll make more off of 10 people buying an EP for $5, which is, that's $50 right there, than for you streaming to 100 people, 1,000 people. Like it still ain't made $50. That's just crazy.
You gotta hit like 100K to hit $50. It's so like, imagine using that $100 or that 100 people that came and bought the album, right? Say 100 people bought the album. Out of that 100 people bought an album, at least 50 to 60 of them leave a review.
Right.
That's promotion for when I drop the album on all platforms, to go give people influence to go see it, go spend that time. And then the people that bought it and that was invested, they had a whole process that they went through. They was like, oh, I gotta download it, I gotta unzip the folder, okay, I get cool little extras. Like it's an experience. And so I feel like that's the cool part about what, you know, being able to be in that independent space, and probably something that's gonna happen in the future. I don't know if I'm telling the future. I don't know, but I feel like all the platforms are gonna put up a paywall eventually.
Yeah,
I feel like, but for the artists, because they're seeing how this independent shit is really gravitating all their fucking people away, and it's tearing down the industry to a point where I feel like the platforms like Spotify, like Apple Music, they're gonna have to put up this thing called, what I would call a paywall, where like the first 2 months, your fans can buy it. And then after you set an amount of time, because that's the only way they're gonna be able to listen to it, whether it's streaming or not. That's the only way you're gonna be able to listen to it, is to pay for it for this 2 months, and then after 2 months it'll go to the people and be free on all streaming. I think that's what it's going to, because the platforms are starting to understand that if they not paying us, we gonna get it ourselves. And we showing them 10 times over. You know what I'm saying? People are making good money right now.
I agree. I think that would eventually become a feature on some of these platforms,
especially at Spotify. I think Spotify cares a little bit more than we think they do. They just monopolize the business first.
Well, I think that the issue is not just Spotify, but it's the fact that what people don't realize is the three major labels all own stakes in Spotify, and a lot of these and prisons and all the things they could fucking.
I'm sorry.
No, you 100% right. Whatever they could make bread off of, whatever they can add to them bees that they got, they gonna do it. But it's once they invest in it, they want to have control over it.
Right.
So because of that, you have the things where it's like, the 1,000 streams before, because they say, oh, we're getting artists more money. Who artists?
Who? Right.
What
Yours.
artists? The artists that are underneath them labels.
Exactly.
The major artists, because their deals ain't like ours.
Exactly.
When they upload to Spotify, it ain't the same as when we upload.
No, they don't get our same percentages. No.
Not at all. Not at all. So now to get them even more of that money, what's funny is whenever, I don't necessarily call myself a socialist or a leftist, but I just think that a lot of left-leaning ideas are definitely beneficial, like free healthcare, stuff like that. And when leftists and people talk about reallocation of funds, all the other people on the other side go up in a tizzy. So reallocation, nobody's going to pay for you to whatever. You're just going to sit on your ass all day and make money and da-da-da-da. And it's like, but reallocation of funds happens when y'all get our money.
Every time.
You know what I'm saying?
Every time.
So the money that the little people are not getting when they don't hit their 1,000 streams is reallocated to the people at the motherfucking top.
That don't need it. Crazy.
They
wild,
need it
bro.
the least.
It's wild.
I could use that little fraction.
You feel
know
me?
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Facts.
yeah, but you take that, you reallocate them funds from the bottom and put them to the top, as opposed to the other way around.
Right.
When if we took, whenever it blows my mind whenever I think about stuff like this, because I work for Amazon, and I think last quarter when I was talking to my boss, he was saying, yeah, Amazon broke a record of like 49 billion or some shit like that in that quarter. And I was like, that is fucking ridiculous, because you don't even need to take 1 billion away to give us a big pay raise. Not 1 billion. You could still keep the fucking billion. Facts. It would probably take only a couple, like 10 million, whatever, to give all of us a decent fucking wage, and we'll be all good. You're not even losing that 1B.
Literally.
So even when it comes to reallocating a lot of money to other people, like instead of reallocating it from the bottom to the top, if you did it the other way around, these Universal, Sony, Spotify, what's the other big one? Universal, Sony, and Warner Brothers, Warner Music Group, all of them would still be billionaires. Yeah. And they wouldn't even lose 1 billion.
Nope. They wouldn't lose no sleep, no nothing.
Nothing. And you talking about them not needing it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, it's just crazy how they're going to continually find a way to get that money to trickle right back to them. It's like if water, like how you getting the current to flow up the mountain and not down. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. It's facts, bro.
Crazy.
They doing everything literally backwards. The artist or the person that is owning the label has more security than the artist at the top of the label. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's wild. It's wild. Everything is upside down.
Because you're utilizing our IP. You're utilizing our what's the word I'm looking? Assets. Because all these albums are assets. All the music are assets that can be traded and invested in and all of that, because we see people do it all the fucking time. Yep. And they're getting rich off of our own shit, and we can't even benefit from it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say we. I don't mean the royal we. You know, but like that just blows my mind whenever I think about it sometimes. And I think that's more so the issue with Spotify and what they're doing, because even though they do care and they might make a feature where you can put up an entire album for sale, they're going to still get a cut of that shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's still going to be, just as long as it's flowing through their doors, flowing through their platform, and they can benefit from it. Like, it's crazy when we post, like, there's a lot of things that Spotify does to make it seem like it's artist centered, like your Spotify Wrapped or whatever, right?
Yeah.
All that is free marketing for Spotify.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
Yeah, you giving them free promo.
Giving them free promo.
They not paying you for that. They giving you a fraction of a penny for your own fucking albums, and then you give them free promotion every year. For they not paying you to do that shit.
People don't see business though. Like you gotta, if you're at the top of business head, it's all about perspective and psychology. Mm-hmm. That's it. And so it's all about presenting something to the perspective of somebody else and them not knowing exactly what you're presenting to them.
Right.
And so it's a nasty game, bro.
And all of that marketing shit was invented in the fucking 40s by fucking what was his name? Freud's nephew or something.
I don't know his name, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it was just to get people, like you said, it's a dangling a thing here and then something else going on over here so that they can continually make more money. And I think when it comes to someone like Curtis King, because I know he kept saying in the beginning, like, it's a lot of principle behind it, why I took down my stuff. Because, 1,000 streams may not be hard to reach. 1,000 streams isn't that bad. But it's the principle because you're still taking from people. You know what I mean? And I agree with that. And then the more and more as time passed after Spotify started doing that, then the more information comes out about it. Then it's like, it's not just that you got to have 1,000 streams. Then it's a 1,000 streams per song. Then it's like all the stipulations.
Now you gotta have 1,000 followers.
And it has to be now. So then originally it was just 1,000 streams. Then it was 1,000 streams per song. Then it had to be like over a certain amount of unique listeners. So it's not like I can have like, it's not like me, you, and 3 other people can just keep hitting that replay button and listen all day.
So many more rules and regulations now.
Yeah, now it's got to be me, you, the person up the street. Everybody has to be streaming. It has to be unique listeners now. So they just keep adding stipulations, and it's like, okay, after a while, you
about to weed out a lot of people.
You weed out people, and it becomes a gatekeeping tool in a sense, because now it's not, me uploading my music and making money off of it, even if it's a little bit.
That's how I felt about SoundCloud. The beginning of SoundCloud was so organic. Used to be like, I feel like there's people that don't even know this. There's this thing on SoundCloud where you used to be able to put your music in this thing called groups. They took the feature away because it worked too fucking swell, bro.
Damn.
So basically, you just go on there and just find all the accounts that you really fuck with or that you listen to, and you put them in a group, and you post your music to that group, and everybody in that group gets it, and it's like a feed, but it comes up like the old Instagram feed. How it used to be, like, as soon as it was like whatever you posted, it was whatever that came that day. It ain't gonna be nothing from 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
It's chronological.
It's current, right?
So the most recent thing is
exactly.
Top. Yeah,
and that's how SoundCloud used to run with this section of it called groups, bro. And you used to literally be able to pick like with a fine comb tool, you know what I mean, and just pick who you want to listen to, and you create a community. I was in a community with Lil Peep. I was in a community with fucking the Sad Boys.
Damn.
I was in a community with goddamn some of the Denzel. What's the group that Denzel Curry was in? Cause Smoke Perk was in there.
Yeah, I'm blanking out too.
Yeah, like it's a group that Raider Clan. Cause I was close. I was talking to like what's his name? Like Young Simi, I fucked with him the long way. I used to listen to him a lot, so I used to like try to DM him, get in his groups and shit. Like SoundCloud was a move, bro, for a hot minute. It was like the most organic thing you could possibly do, and they took away the feature because it was working too well. People were just they were reaching their star people. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like people that they really cared about was able to just, let me see what that is. He put me in this group. Oh, what's that? Let me just scroll through today's people that done sent me music. And next thing you know, you get a deal or you get to collab with your favorite person. And that shit was cool as hell.
That sounds fire. Because I know Instagram kind of has that little, like, is it called a group? it's like that private group
Oh
thing
yeah, now
where
you can do the group chat for your like people or whatever.
yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
like people that's part of your community. It's kind of like a Discord
Right.
type of thing that
Right.
Instagram is trying to do, but it's not the same as that because you're adding all these people to the group yourself,
Right.
and they're able to see what's in it.
Exactly,
Whereas
but they
like
can't reply.
right,
Mm-hmm.
exactly, they're not interacting. As opposed to with the SoundCloud thing, like it's everybody interacting with each other,
Yeah.
and it's like its own separate timeline outside of the original
Exactly.
SoundCloud
And then we can just
timeline.
throw and then it was a space to talk. We throw it in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't care about messages and stuff over there because we wanted to actually support the music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we'll just go and comment on the song on SoundCloud, and the next thing you know, you got your next feature with the coolest person. And that's how I met Kyle Bent.
Mm-hmm.
Like I ended up meeting Kyle Bent off of SoundCloud and stuff like that when he was blowing up. Like it was SoundCloud was very lucrative at one point, bro.
Right. No, I remember that era. The SoundCloud era pretty much put on a lot of the stars that we seeing now that have become like Gen Z's
Yep.
little stars
Yep.
now. Like that, it put a lot of them on.
Facts.
2016,
We wouldn't
17,
even know
18.
Denzel Curry. Chance the Rapper. Like, let's talk about it, bro. Like,
Absolutely.
You feel me?
Because that was even earlier than that.
Yeah.
Shit. Because I was in high school listening to Chance the Rapper and Denzel Curry and
Yes,
all of them.
sir.
So yeah, it really helped these people out. And it seems like the more they helping people and helping people make money, the less they want to, now,
Yeah.
we got to reel it in. We got to gatekeep motherfuckers.
Yep.
And
Once they put that paywall on SoundCloud, I knew it was over.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it's over. Y'all might as well start something else. Because that's what happens when money get involved. It's just that simple. And everything is gonna grow to a point where money has to get involved. I get it, but it's like we have to do better as a culture with keeping things that are for the culture. Period.
Yeah,
Somebody got to be like, no, fuck the money.
Yeah. I think one of the things about like some parts of hip hop that I liked, especially in the, like, even though it was a little bit harder for people to break, I think some of the gatekeeping was actually kind of good.
Okay.
Because it kept certain people from being able to benefit from the culture that they were never a part of.
Understood.
Some people.
Understood. You got any examples? Or just a quick one?
I would say someone like a Vanilla Ice or someone like, if you weren't if you weren't in a certain part of the culture, you weren't getting put on.
Gotcha.
In a certain way.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure. If you were a Weird Al Alkovic, you were like comedic rap. We put you over here. Like, yeah, for sure. I feel like I feel like I understand what you're saying, because it's like we didn't have that mesh of trash because there was separation.
Right. and of course there's always going to be things that slip through the cracks, because when you're talking about an industry, it's still about money and what you can benefit. But the more and more you move away from that, the more and more you let people in.
Facts.
And the more and more it just becomes about making that money again, and after a while people get, like, everything has its dichotomy,
Sure. Polar opposites.
Yeah, or the dialectic, where it's like opposites that work together.
For sure.
It seems like two things shouldn't be, but like, opening the gates is a great thing, but then it's a bad thing.
Right on. Because other shit comes in.
Right, and having a gatekeeper can be seen as a bad thing, but also a good thing, and I think that
I see that.
I think that I think it's still better nowadays than ever before, because I still believe the best will float to the top. You know what I mean? The people are gonna find great music.
Right.
You know, and people are gonna flock to great music.
Right.
We see that with people not selling out their shows. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not putting the energy into it.
Right.
We see that with people's streaming numbers ain't really what they say they are.
Facts.
You know,
Especially after Spotify did that sweep last year. Shit got real nasty for folks.
stupid nasty. And then, you know, we already know that people are using bots and using things to inflate numbers because, I mean, I think one of the things that is evidence of that is the shows because it's like it might look like I got 500,000 streams
Right.
on my album, right? So then I go to a promoter or go to a booking agent and it's like, yo, these are my numbers, da 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 da. These are my cities. Can I book a show?
Right.
And then they go, absolutely, fantastic. We're gonna book you here, da 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 da. But most of that shit was bots. So
Right.
niggas ain't, you know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
niggas ain't listening like that. So when you go do the show and ain't nobody showing up and you're not making no bread, like that's one of the evidence to me of like you're inflating numbers. And of course, like I said, for those big companies, they're able to do that
Right.
and not be penalized or have
Right.
any issues because they're really the owners of these platforms.
Exactly.
They have the major stakes in all these companies, so they can say what happens.
Right. And then they'll take $1,000 and buy all the tickets and just say it's a free show and pack it out. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the game. Seriously.
Exactly. And for those who don't get that treatment, then they just lose out on money.
Just lose out.
And then the fucking label goes, oh, well, you know, bye-bye. You know?
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye. You know, we had a good run, but you're not cutting it. You're not cutting it. And they get sent to the background. And that's when niggas get salty and want to, you know, start speaking out about shit.
Right.
You know?
Now they want to tell on everybody and mess up their entire life.
Yeah. I understand it, but hey, bro.
Yeah, you gotta know what you're getting yourself into.
That's exactly right. So, how are you still? Is the album still on your website only? Like,
So the album is now on all platforms. It's definitely still purchasable on Bandcamp and my website. Just for the people that there's always gonna be people that want to support.
Right.
So leave that option there, of course. But it's definitely on all platforms now.
Right, because I would not take it down from selling it either.
Yeah.
And I do think it is still a benefit to keep it on streaming platforms. I feel like someone like a Curtis King has the ability to take everything down and still be able to sustain.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
And you have to know where you are. You got to know your fan base for real. I feel like a lot of people are very unrealistic with their fan base, bro. Like, I know in Atlanta, I can pull like a 50 people crowd. But I know in California, I can pull like 120. Because it's just about how people respect you.
Right.
And in your hometown, sadly, people don't respect you as much. And when I went on tour on the West Coast, because I'm from Atlanta, I was fucking huge. For absolutely nothing. Literally, bro. Just for being associated with Atlanta on the West Coast with a artist from New Mexico. He was the big person on the tour or whatever. Just being associated and being from Atlanta, I was already like, I'm talking about motherfuckers throwing bras, all kinds of shit. And I'm like, I ain't never had this experience before. Like, fuck am I doing different? Nothing. I traveled.
Yeah, sadly, that's how that shit be going. I don't know why, or I do, but it just doesn't make sense to me.
It don't make sense. I still don't think it makes sense. I feel like my best friends and my core supporters would be the ones that show the fuck up and show out. But I promise you, it's people that I've literally met one time that have took me around the world, paid for everything. You know what I'm saying? I ain't have to buy no weed while I was in town. It was crazy. Like, but that's how people that truly respect the art and the craft, that's how they treat it. I feel like our friends and our people that are like really, really close to us, they care, but they care at a different perspective. Their perspective is, I know you. I get to see you, touch you whenever I want to. They can pull up whenever they feel like, you know what I'm saying? And when you go across state or you go somewhere where you ain't ever been before, first off, they don't know you from the left rock on the road. So it's like when you're actually good at what you do and you actually do, touch a soul, this, that, and the other, when it comes to the musicality, it hit different. And they know they only gonna get to see you this one time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so they treat you different, they act different. I get all my merch bought out, like everything. Like as soon as I travel, I sell out. Here, I can't even sell like 8 t-shirts. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I would like to change that shit. Like we always see when people have groups or collectives, they always do 20 times better than everybody else.
Even with my merch drops, bro, like 80% of my merch goes out of state. Damn. 20% it got bought here. And y'all look at me. Like, it's weird, bro. And be like, oh, I love you. I support you. See me at the heirloom, this, that, and that. It don't really matter. And I don't want to put no pressure on nobody, but at the end of the day, when you say that you support somebody, support them.
Yeah, I don't want to put pressure on people, but I want to change people's views and minds.
Don't volunteer to support me if you're not going to volunteer to actually support me. Like, I think that's weird to volunteer some shit and not do it. I ain't even ask for it.
Right. Like, that's wild. That's why I'm doing stuff like this, because it's like I can find a way to support people in my own way and build a community of people, because I like cooperation and I like collaboration and building with groups, because that's the only way everyone's got to have a team. We hear people say that all the time, and it's like you build stuff with people, it's gonna be 20 times bigger. It's gonna be better. We see it with the like Odd Futures and the whatever of the worlds. You know what I'm saying? So I would hope that we just got to keep doing it. We just
shout out to Raw Raps. Everybody that has done a Raw Rap, like that's literally what it is. Like without the people caring, I wouldn't be nothing. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And people have to understand that about their own careers and whatever they trying to build. Like, I gave the community something that it needed, and it was affordable.
Right.
It's building the community now, and so like, and it's gonna stand on its own eventually. I can be able to just walk away from it. It's gonna be still doing this, because of the community. And I feel like that's important, is for like a lot of the artists that are around us that feel like they're not where they supposed to be. You haven't figured out an avenue that helps, that fills a need in the community. If you're not feeling a need, you're gonna always feel like you in lack.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at. I try my best to fill a need, and that's why I get to be in every room, whether I'm an engineer, a producer, a videographer. I'm bringing an asset to the community at all times,
and that's gonna help benefit everybody.
Yeah,
and people, you get to be in the room in any way. Then they're going to also come to you for like even the stuff you weren't there for. Exactly. Eventually. You just keep that shit moving. What did you use to make your website?
It's a website builder I got right now called Hostinger. It just switched over to Hostinger. I don't even know how to really like pronounce it, but it's like host. Inger.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And it was really, really cheap. It was actually through this other company that they just bought called Zyro. Zyro was what I signed up through. And for like 2 years, $80, you get the domain and the hosting.
That's not bad. That's
ridiculous.
What do you do? Do you do like a whatchamacallit? Damn, what the fuck is it called? It's starting to get late, so my mind is. But for the merch,
commerce.
That's what it's called. No. The like pay per like instead of having the merchandise, do you have like the
drop shipping?
Sort of. Like, how there's like some companies where you give them the design or whatever, and you don't like buy up all the like 100 t-shirts and keep it with you.
Yeah, for sure.
You like, they'll press all this stuff for you, and then whenever you get an order, they'll just ship
send
it out
for you.
Yeah.
I don't use that. I used to. There now for my t-shirts back in like when I went viral the first time, that's when I finally started getting into merch. It was like 2017. I used this company out in California to do exactly what you was talking about. I had just contacted them personally because I had went on tour out there, and so I got to meet some of the heads over there, and they were like, "Yeah, we do it like this." So I gave them a design. They sent me a sample. I like it, and then for every sale that goes through the website, I ain't even got to touch it. They just give me my little cut, and they gonna send it straight to the person. Now I do it myself. Why? First off, Amazon. You can get clothes printed off of Amazon now. It's cheap as shit. So it's no reason to go through have somebody else sending it for you because you can just go on Amazon, put the design on there, and send it straight to the person. It don't even have to come to you no more.
What's how much is it for that?
So like a hoodie, one hoodie on Amazon is like $20 with your design on it. And so just cap on that and make your.
So then you make the damn hoodie and then you. Well, so the hoodie itself costs 20 without the design or
without the design, and then it's like 24, 25 with the design.
Okay, and then you just charge your price, so it's like
exactly
$35.
Yep.
You make your 10.
Make my 10. Do my sending. Send it over, and now I know where the cut going. I know exactly how much I'm gonna make out of it, and now it gets to the point where, boom, like I did for my drop. If you do things correctly, you can buy in bulk. You see what I'm saying? So you do a pre-sale. You get and see how many pre-sales you get. If I can get 30 pre-sales, I know my bottom line is 30. So I'm gonna buy my first load gonna be 30. But instead of me buying 30 in the first load because I know it's gonna cost me less if I buy more than 30, I'm gonna go ahead and get 50.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And then that extra 20 that come in through the month, full price.
Right.
And it's not cutting. It's not. And I'm not giving them that $20 no more. I'm only giving them like 11 because now I'm buying 50 and they giving it to me for $11 instead of 20 a fucking hoodie. So that's the game. Figuring out how to get the sales to all be kind of clumped together. And people don't like to wait. Everything's about instant gratification now. So if you do a pre-sale, that gives them the, you know what I'm saying, the perspective of, okay, I'm going to have to wait a little bit because it ain't even dropped yet.
Right.
And that's just a perception thing because if you got it on hand, you can just say it's in pre-sale. You don't.
You don't got to.
It's a perception thing. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, give people the perception that they can have something, but I need a certain amount so that you can do your first run. That way you come out way less and you win on top. Especially if you got extras, because now you can take that shit to shows.
You're right. So you just like blast it like, yo, I'm about to drop this line of merch. You know, like pre-sales going up now. Click the link, buy it. Facts. You know what I'm saying?
Drop a little snippet of like a short film that I'm going to drop later that month that got me in the clothes. You see what I'm saying? Tie the world together. Create a world for the merch so that they'll give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you could do a clip of you doing your music and you got your hat on or your shirt or whatever on, your hoodie on with the thing, and then it's like, oh, pre-sale for the stuff, whatever. Saying? And then you get in your orders.
My very first piece of merch was shoes. You see what I'm saying? And so I wanted to get into the shoe game. And so I wanted to do house shoes. I wanted to be the first rapper to have house shoes. No cap, because I like cozy shit. I don't like to get dressed. I like to be like hella chill, and I'll come up to your fucking show in some slides, bro. And so I like slides so much, I wanted to create my own slides. So I created the Soul Slides. With, I think you may or may not have seen them before, but they're literally just slides that you like put on your feet like pool slides, and they say souls on it. Yeah. And I just upgraded because I had to understand, okay, nobody wants to keep buying a pair of shoes. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is, there's nothing recurring about a pair of shoes either. It's like you're going to get one a year. You know what I'm saying? As far as house shoes and shit. So how can I make that lucrative, right? Then my next idea is, their house shoes, it has this band on it. You know how the house shoe has like the band that goes across the foot that you slide it in? I was like, there has to be a way to get more innovative with this shit. So I looked into fucking China manufacturers on Alibaba, and was just looking, it's just searching my ass off. Found this one shoe company, one company all the way in China that makes the slides that I like. And then I asked them personally in the email, like, can you make the strap detachable?
Mm.
And they were like, what do you mean? I was like, I have this idea where I want to put Velcro on the strap so that you can detach it and
put
get
a new
different
one on.
colors.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So now all you got to do is buy one pair of shoes, and then
then you
it's
buy
only
the
$15 for you to get new straps in different colors. You can get the whole rainbow 15. You know, so that's how I can make reoccurring sales on shoes now.
Mm.
So every season I'm gonna do a new color strap, and it's gonna get people to keep buying the straps, you know, because you're not gonna keep buying the shoes. So it's like, you know.
Yeah, people don't know about these type of things. Like you go on AliExpress or go on websites, like they don't just got things for sale. It's you can hit up these manufacturers and talk to them. You know what I'm saying? You get these shirts made, get hats made or whatever in any style, or like if you have an idea and a markup of it, send it to them, see what they say, see how much it costs, you know, figure out how to get the bread for it and get it done. You know what I'm saying? And
Facts.
a lot of people can start, you know, getting their LLCs and figure out how to get, you know, some business loans, get money, coming up with plans for that shit. And then now you don't got to worry about where the money's going to come from to get that shit done. You know what I mean?
And now I have a business relationship with them. Now it makes sense for me. Now I can do like one pair and then not just break my bank. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if it's $50, if I'm charging $50 a pair, and for one pair they're charging me $35, I ain't making nothing. That's not gonna flip good. You know what I'm saying? So now it's gotten to the point where, because I started off buying in bulk, I started off buying 30 pair every time. That's like 500. So buy 30 pair every time. That flip is $1,500. You know what I'm saying? And so if I'm buying 30 pair, I did that like twice, but that built the relationship with them to let them know I was serious.
Right.
So now they'll let me get one pair for $28. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's a little still steep, but it's like, it's one pair. And they could overcharge you for that one pair because it's coming all the way from fucking China. You see what I'm saying? That one pair is supposed to be $55 because of the shipping and the handling. It's only one thing, and it's how much it weighs, this, that. It's supposed to be $55. So it's like, now that I built a relationship with them across fucking the world, I can get one pair because, like, maybe my demand ain't that high right now because I'm not promoting it, because I haven't promoted it. I ain't even told nobody about the straps yet.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I was thinking like, damn, that's hard. I ain't heard about this. I'm sure
even
somebody
I ain't even told nobody about the straps yet. So it's like, now I'm in this space where things are kind of lulling, but the website is still up and you can still buy shoes. So I have to figure out, okay, damn, an order just came in. I ain't gonna wait 2 years before I get you your shit because I want to update. You know what I'm saying? Right. So now I had to figure that out, and I'm glad that we built the relationship, and that's why it's important to build relationships so that you can continue to do things at a smaller level, on an independent level, without killing yourself, bro. Like,
right. That's why I like asking people what and how they doing stuff, because people don't even. I mean, I don't even know some of this stuff.
I don't even know how to say homie name I talk to.
Xinhuan, something like that. Yeah, that's crazy because they all the way on the other side of the fucking world.
You feel me?
But yeah, you know, if you guys see it, like anyone out there, if y'all see people doing something you want to know how to do, like, don't be afraid to ask people.
Facts.
Because there are a lot more of us out here that are kind, that'll be like, oh yeah, bro, this is how I did such and such. Some people might not tell you, and that's fine too, but there's more people doing what they're doing. So then you just reach out to them too. You know, talk to people, because some of this stuff I would have never known if I didn't talk to people. You know what I mean? One thing I learned just now was that I can get shoes off AliExpress. I didn't know that before. I knew you could get shirts. I knew you could get other supplies and hit up other suppliers, but I never thought about doing
custom
shoes.
Rello packs for my birthday. Y'all know y'all seen them custom TR3 Dutch Rello packs. Listen, Alibaba. I go crazy.
Dutch Rello packs,
go
my
crazy.
nigga. Y'all could do. Listen, y'all just gotta get creative. You know what I'm saying? Because this nigga is selling Dutch Rello packs
With my name on it, bro.
with his name on it. Okay, and y'all could do the same type of shit. You know, besides just T-shirts and fucking, you know, sweaters.
Facts.
There's so many other things you could do. If you want to do Rello packs, if you want to do like flash drives with your name on it. If you want to do like he was talking about a shoe with the straps on it, maybe a hat, maybe, you know, like
Telling you, it's so much. Even what Ye, when he did his stem player, he started something that fucked the whole game up. Now these China dudes are out there creating whole fucking systems for independent niggas to buy just to put their music on. Like, please get creative.
Absolutely. I think we gonna, you know, wrap it up here. Damn, we've been going for almost 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? This is the shit. That's why I did this thing, man. Like, I talk to a lot of my friends and people when I get to see them at shows and stuff whenever I'm not fucking working. You know what I'm saying? And I always have good conversations, but now the opportunity to sit down with people and like one-on-one, because I feel like I thrive this type of environment.
For sure.
Because I'm like more introverted, even though I'm doing such a extroverted, you know, career.
Right.
But I'm more of an introvert personality, or whatever personality types y'all believe. I've done the INFP, the Myers-Briggs scale one. I'm an INFP on that one. Still introvert. I've done the Enneagram. I'm a Enneagram 5, I think.
Yeah, I have no clue.
So that one's kind of interesting. Okay. I would look that up because it seems pretty fucking dope, pretty specific. Okay. But I'm an Enneagram 5, you know. Anyways, it all is pretty much introverted though at the core. But that doesn't mean I don't talk to people. It just means I thrive in more concentrated environments, and to be able to talk about things we've never talked about before. Sure. Talk about things you've never spoken out loud to a lot of other people before on this type of platform. That's why I do it.
For sure.
And I appreciate you for being open to come out to doing this thing, man. Just taking your time out of your day, because we've been talking for 2 hours, and I know you're tired because you've been working and you got to get back to your fam and stuff like that. So let the people know, you know, where they can reach out to you, where they can get your projects, where they can follow you, all that.
For sure. Everything, TR3world.net. People, please create a website and just start streaming people straight to your website. I don't really care about all platforms. Of course, it's there. But go to the website and you'll discover everything. And that's the whole point. You got access to all the platforms and everything else you would want to find and know about me through the website. So, you know, go tap in, hit the website. Put your little email in. Let's get that email list going. And continue to support directly. I appreciate y'all. My name is TR3, and my social media is TR3World everywhere. Thank you.
Bet we're gonna put that website in the description too. And I also am working on website stuff too, so that's gonna be coming soon for my own personal website. For now, hit that Patreon, because I do have a Patreon.
For sure.
I'm gonna do a Bandcamp.
Gotta subscribe to you today.
You can start for the lowest is $1. You know, I ain't trying to hit y'all over the fucking head. You know, just $1. You get, you know, a lot of the stuff that I got on there, and I have a lot of content because I'm doing music and podcasting and other types of videos too. So I got like lots of different stuff that I'm getting ready to flood it with. I still have a lot up there, but yeah, you can listen to my music. You can, you know, all of that. Starting off with $1, and then the highest level I think is $10, but you don't even got to worry about that. You know, just get subscribed, help a brother out. I'm doing all of this by myself. I'm, you know, setting this shit up, editing, recording, doing all of that. We both wear many hats. And, you know, it takes time, energy, and money. So if y'all like it Do that on YouTube if y'all listening or watching on there. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you got from this. Let us know what you learned. If you learned anything, or tell us, I already knew everything, you fucking dickheads. You ain't teach me a goddamn thing.
Say something.
Right, say something. It's all right. We'll reach back. I will comment. I'm still just starting out. We just growing, so just be a part of the community early. Get in early, like Apple, or all these other things when they was growing. Anywho, all right, we gonna peace out on that. Baby, come on, come on, come on, yeah. Baby, come on, come on, come on. Say, baby, come on, come on, come on, yeah. Say, baby, come on, come on, come on, yeah. Come on, yeah. Baby, let's focus. The right conditions